Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggling, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. Hello, everybody. Okay, it's your girl Dazzle, and I'm back for another tarot reading in the conversation, you guys. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go in there, deep down in the description box. Everything is down there. Or you can just look at the words. I say words. The words going past the screen, and it'll show you what to do to. So look, I got a birthday, and it was today. I have 1 hour left of my birthday. So before I get into anything, I'm just going to tell you guys that I had a peaceful birthday. I had a purposeful birthday, and my birthday just so happened to be on my day off. So I am just so, like, I don't know. I feel kind of good. And whole time, I'm not going to lie, I had aged myself by a year by accident. So when people was like, oh, how old are you turning? I kept saying 36, right? Whole time I had to remember, girl, you was born in 1990. You're turning 35. You're not that old, girl. You're 35. So, yeah. But let me say hi to Dominique and to Weedy. You guys had, yeah, I enjoyed it. You guys had like commented before in the chat before I went live. I had to keep pushing it back, right? Because I actually did like an Angie Stone update reading because her autopsy report came out, and pretty much hope it's the actual closure and the actual evidence that people need. You know what I'm saying? Like, terrible situation. I hope her family finds peace. They're never going to get over it. I can't tell people who lost a loved one to get over it because you're never going to get over it. I just hope that they can come to terms and pretty much find joy in all the moments that they had with Miss Angie Stone. Okay. And with that being said, I'm going to tell you about my birthday. So, I woke up early, got the kids together. I enjoyed it. Got the kids together. With my car, I needed a tune-up, and I also needed an oil change, and I needed to change my filter. Cost me. Oh, do I have an IG? Yes, I do. I need to start posting more on my IG. I don't even post. Like, first of all, I have a Facebook that when I got a new phone, I forgot my damn password and I can't log into it. So I had a couple of clients on Facebook that I'm mad about that. So I have to figure out. I just don't want to get my ID up because Facebook asks for your ID. But so I haven't been on Facebook in a long time. And then with my IG, I usually go there and just, surf the internet on IG, right? I hardly post on my IG, but I am going to give you the IG real quick. Hold on, let me make sure. I'm going to put it in my chat. No, actually, it's going past my screen. I don't need to give you the IG because it's right here going past the screen at the bottom that say like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You'll see the IG down there. So, yeah, so I took the kids, got them together. I took my car to get everything done. It cost me $800 and something at Jiffy Lube, right? All together. I'm like, yep, that's my birthday gift to me. $800 and something, right? So then afterwards, me and, well, not yet. I went over to my grandma's house to talk to her for a minute. And then me and my mother-in-law, because her birthday was the week prior, me and her went to Red Lobster. So I had some Red Lobster. Then afterwards, I went grocery shopping, and then went to go pick up the kids from school. And pretty much we ate. We had cake and ice cream. We sung Happy Birthday, and I got tired and went to sleep on the couch. So that was my birthday. Hi, Mia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mia. But yeah, that was my birthday, y'all. Like, I had a peaceful birthday. So, and I'm going to keep it peaceful and keep it all, whatever. I was in a good space to do like a little reading. So I did one for Angie Stone. But then I'm like, okay, after I did one for Angie Stone, I had to wait a second so I can come back and do this, right? I had to revamp my juices. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this. Today we're going to be talking about Cassie, because you know the P. Diddy trial is taking place. We're going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion, because, you know, Tory Lanez, after being stabbed in prison, you know, now they're trying to get the governor to basically appeal to the governor to get to release him, right? You have Halle Bailey with DDG, and she is basically got a restraining order on him. Domestic violence, they're having child custody issues amongst each other, they're not co-parenting correctly, right? Then you also have Skai Jackson, who is going through the same thing, DV, and she had to get a restraining order on her baby daddy that's been in and out of prison. So you got that going on, okay? And so I thought to myself, I looked at all four of them, and I'm looking at their stories, and I'm looking at the comment section and stuff. And, you know, each one of them is either getting sympathy or is getting scrutiny in some type of way, right? So with Cassie, she's getting a lot of sympathy because she has proof of her injuries, and we all know Diddy was being demonic, okay? And he really did abuse this woman. But then she gets scrutiny because I even had to side eye her too, because you can't say you ain't like all them freak offs. I think you did. But two things can be true. You can like freak offs, but you don't like abuse. You know what I'm saying? Who likes abuse? Who likes being hit like we're boxing with no gloves and getting dragged and torn every which way but loose? No one likes that, of course. So you got that going on. With Megan Thee Stallion, you have someone who's been convicted of assaulting her with a firearm. Okay? And because he tries his cases in the court of public opinion and not in the courts, the U.S. courts, the public tend to side with him. And also the fact that a lot of people don't like Megan because they're Nicki Minaj fans, really, on the internet, and Tory Lanez fans on the internet. And a lot of them, honestly speaking, now I think about it, it's not just that. It's people who are male identified, and also there are people who don't like black women. That's joining in the fray. And it's calling her a liar only because she lied about having sex. But when they counted on the stand, she told the truth. Okay? And just because you lied about having sex doesn't mean you lied about being shot. And it went from stepping on glass, there was no bullets, she wasn't shot, to now she was shot. And now, because when they got to court, they flat out, both parties agreed that she was shot. Okay? So now, after appeals, now you finally want to give out evidence that she was shot, but it wasn't by her. It wasn't by him. It was by her friend, right? Crazy work, right? That's the narrative. That's the new narratives to get to basically get him released, right? You got Halle Bailey, who, her and her sister was a duo, okay? Beautiful women, beautiful children, you know. When they were kids, they were beautiful. They had heavenly voices. And, you know, they have been singing for a long time. And so when you grow up in the public eye, it's hard to get that clean, childlike energy up off you, right? So with her sister Chloe, she wants to go the sexy route, and it looked like, she's trying too hard, right? He not getting out because Gavin Newsom won't even let the Menendez brothers out, despite the evidence they have of what was going on in the house with their parents. Correct. And again, they're trying to, in California, they're not playing about gun violence. They're not playing about gun violence at all. In fact, all the Bloods and the Crips and stuff that be talking on the internet said that point blank. The fact they're not playing with guns in California. The fact that it was even in your hand, you going to jail. Okay? The fact that it was even fired, you're going to jail. They don't even, honestly speaking, they consider self-defense is when the immediate danger is in front of your face. Like, there's no other way. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta really focus on California gun laws. California gun laws, they're not playing about guns. And most of it is due to the gangs in California. You know what I'm saying? So you got that going on. Then you got the fact that we're living in an America where they don't like, I said that in the last live, they don't like criminal immigrants, foreigners. Okay? They want to deport foreigners because they feel like they're criminal. Tory Lanez is a foreigner. Who so happened to be a criminal. That's that part. And then the other part is that, unfortunately, they're basing all this government pardon based on hearsay. Most of it is here. A lot of it is hearsay, And if you was going through appeals and you went through a trial, this, that, and the third, and y'all had all these things, and you knew this girl did this, you should have been said something. Okay, you should have been said something. And the sad part is that it is true what Milagro Graham said, and I repeat that. How you tell me you took the rap because you don't want this woman child to grow up without their mother, but yet you're in jail and your child is growing up without their father? That doesn't make sense, for one. And for two, Kelsey wasn't even pregnant around that time. So it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. So people have villainized a victim when it comes to Megan Thee Stallion. They villainized her, okay? Period. They decided to run whatever narrative it was to fit whatever they thought. So at this point, they're villainizing and re-victimizing a victim, but then in the same breath, look to Cassie and get mad because people can't let go that she participated willingly with freak-offs while simultaneously being abused. And not only that, she ended up going back to her abuser while she was dealing with her now husband. Yes. So the same people who are saying Megan is this and Megan is that, they can absolutely empathize with Cassie for some reason. Like, being shot is less than being beat on. It's both abuse. Okay. You said, hey, you back, sweetie? What's up? Can Megan sue that congresswoman? I mean, well, she's in the position. No. Because the congresswoman is just basically speaking up for Tory Lanez to be pardoned. That's what she's basically doing. And they're trying it in the court of public opinion, because public opinion does play a part in a pardon. So that's what it is. Ooh, he got people with that memo. She wasn't even preggo, basically. Now, if we move to Halle Bailey, the critics are saying with her, look, she's not so innocent. You know what I'm saying? Basically, because DDG is more a streamer, rapper, whatever, he's always online with the public, right? And you tend to believe him first before you tend to believe someone who has always been a celebrity in a sense and always had this squeaky image in a sense, and you just know that that's not realistic, but the whole time DDG is realistic. So you're going to believe him at every turn, and you're going to say that, oh, he really loves his son and she doesn't want him. She won't let me see. Here you go. Baby mama ain't shit. She won't let me see my son. Yeah. That's how they feel, right? So basically, y'all gonna believe him. But two things can be true. He can really love his son, but also they're not seeing eye to eye with co-parenting, and that can be on both sides, right? I think that to be honest, they're pushing and pulling, right? That's what they're doing, right? And then not only that, DV has entered the chat. I don't care how long ago it was. The fact is, you still did something to her, allegedly. And then you have his other streaming buddies that's saying, oh, that happened months ago. Why you want to get a restraining order now? Right? So here's my thing, though. Since based on the Cassie logic, and I'm not downing her situation, but based on the Cassie logic, abuse, no matter when it happened, okay? So all that, oh, why wait till now? Well, technically, no matter when it happened, it happened. You put your hands on me, right? So at this point, say if I do want to take my son overseas so I can, do this movie, I can work on set at this movie for a few months, and you piss me off, guess what? Am I really wrong that I decided to go ahead and say F you and get that restraining order because you're talking loud and aggressive to me like you my daddy or some shit, and we not getting along or some shit? No, I'm not. Because guess what? If you ain't put your hands on me, I would have nothing in my pocketbook to show for it. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have pictures. I wouldn't have this, that, and the third if you never would have put your hands on me. That's how I feel. So technically, that's his fault. You want to look as good as you can when it comes to family court. Now, to me, I feel like people want to villainize her because she had too clean of an image. And to be honest, when it comes to like her playing Ariel and stuff, that was the epitome of a squeaky image for Disney. I do feel like us as a people, for some reason, we don't like squeaky images. We need them to be dirtied up, right? At a certain extent. And then we have Skai Jackson. Skai Jackson is somebody who I do think make bad choices. And one of the bad choices was her baby daddy. She met him, I guess, he was locked up when they first started talking, I believe. You as a young celebrity decided to be cyber pen pals with a man that's locked up? It just said red flag all over it immediately. And I did notice that when they were together, he would always try to be up in her lives with her, and he want to be seen too, right? So they had this baby, and as soon as he figured out that they with each other for life now, and they got to deal with each other for life, now, he can do what he want to do, right? Because you feel like he secured the bag. So now he can act a fool, right? Why he online trying to, I seen that on Lovely T. Skai Jackson baby daddy is online trying to teach people how to bag and impregnate a celebrity. securing the bag, right? That's what I seen from Lovely T. But he put his hands on her too, choked her, everything else like that. And I'm like, well, damn, it sounds like kind of what DDG did to Halle Belly. And then it's like, I almost feel, and I'm going to read on it, I almost feel like Halle and Skai Jackson's baby daddies, they're jealous of them. Almost like that. I need some of these women will pick me's to understand they would never pick them. They won't. They only use them. They are used. They're used, okay? They're used to spread an agenda. I mean, look at Milagro. She got used. You know, she got used real bad, but she was a willing participant and she wanted to be used. And now she low key in her feelings, right? So my thing is, y'all, my question to y'all is, which one fits the description of a perfect victim? And is there ever really a perfect victim? Because anybody could be victimized by somebody. You know, are they supposed to be? I mean, because Halle, you know, her image is squeaky, right? But yeah, and still she's still being villainized because she's not who she appears to be, right? Megan, image is not squeaky, and she lied about having sex with Tori, and it's assumed, it wasn't fact, it was an assumption that her friend Kelsey and Tory Lanez were actually dating each other, and she messed with her friend's man. In reality, they could have both been effing them, but Kelsey technically was not exclusive to anybody. Technically, if you're talking to 3 other men, you're not exclusive. So my whole thing is, and one of the 3 other men ended up being her baby daddy, right? So, my thing is, because of that, does that mean she deserved to be shot? Does that mean we have to mock her being shot? Have to call her a liar, even though Tory Lanez have been caught lying about things as well? Should we only point out her lie about not having sex with somebody? But again, and then the difference between her and Tory Lanez is that she may have lied to Gayle King, but she went on that motherfucking witness stand and said that, yes, I slept with Tory Lanez. And they kept it moving because the case was bigger than I slept with Tory Lanez. That's minuscule. It's an ant to a whole state. Imagine a little fire ant placed in the state of Texas. It's a very small factor within the big picture. But people want to take it and run with it and call her not a victim. Who else? Skai Jackson. She got in drama a couple of times and been exposed for having certain types of behaviors, you know, maybe being a mean girl or whatever the case may be. But and making poor choices in guys, obviously. But just because, even though she could have seen that coming, but just because she messed with a convicted felon or whatever, does that mean she deserved to get her in the head knocked between the washer and dryer? No. She said, I would have lied to too. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I would have lied. I would have took it to my grave. Certain fucks you don't talk about, okay? Certain fucks you take to your grave, you know. I know most of these motherfuckers in the comment sections of people shit that's talking about she lied about who she had sex with. You motherfuckers are lying about who y'all had sex with too. Y'all got that one person you ain't gonna tell a soul that you had sex with, and it could have been anybody. It could have been your best friend's boyfriend, your sister's husband, your uncle. Who knows? But you're not gonna tell nobody. You're gonna take it to the grave. That's between you and God. You never know. But let's get into this, y'all. We're going to do this reading real quick. I'm going to get some energy surrounding why people are so selective about people's victimhood, right? Like me, when I talk about Cassie, I know she's a victim. I already tell you that she's a victim of domestic violence. I tell you that. But the only thing I also say is I think she was with that freak on stuff. I just do. She liked it. Hey. But yeah, let me ask. So I don't know, y'all. Let's ask the haters. Let's do this. Haters exposed. We're gonna do haters exposed oracle. These people that be on the internet, y'all. Okay, let's see. What's the real reason people attack Megan Thee Stallion's victimhood? What's the real reason that she's getting this energy on the internet? I'm going to go with Megan Thee Stallion first. 1, 2, 3. Spying on you is part of their daily routine. Okay. So she have internet stalkers, right? And to the point where as though they want to claim credit for her success, which means something like this. Let's give it to Milagro for that. Or Tasha K. You know what they do? They are unhealthily invested in these people, in a certain person. They pinpoint a certain person, right? And what they do is that they're trying to swap destinies, okay? That's what they're doing, right? And they have a following in a sense, right? And most of the reason why they're doing it also is because that's what their following want to hear. They want to hear you drag this girl. But in the midst of you getting that clout for that, you want to swipe destinies with these people. You want to be the celebrity. You want to take them off their pedestal, take their energy, take their light, and you want to be on the pedestal. So that's what's really going on. Jealousy. It just ain't come out yet. All right. That's what it is. And also, the people who are attacking Megan, when I look at this Joker face, Joker just wants to see the world burn. You know, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. They're agents of chaos. There's no real rhyme or reason. Sometimes, I mean, it's just that's the one that worked. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. They want to see something burn. They want to see somebody's career be over. They want to see somebody's destiny swap. They're jealous. They're envious, if you will. So let's ask about Cassie. Why are people pretty much doubting her victimhood? And some of them are shaming her and saying free Diddy. You know, I ain't never say free Diddy. But let's ask this. 1, 2, 3. Causing you to miss out / lose an opportunity. They want her to lose something. They secretly keep tabs on you, on your every move. Okay, so basically, again, people who are overly invested, right? And I think they don't want her, they want her to lose something. I think they're jealous of that damn settlement too. That settlement was given, okay? But they don't like what she got going on. And this do look like Cassie. They don't want her. It's almost like these people don't want these people to be who they are, and they don't want them to advance. Right? So, but it's fine because she's still going to advance and she's going to have her money with her babies. and she's gonna live a good life. It's pretty much bitter hater people. That's all I'm getting from all this, right? Whatever. So with Halle Bailey, why are people trying to like victim shame her and question her victimhood about being her? One, two, three. Oh. The reason why, now this person that's causing you negativity is an earth sign. That means, to be honest with you, the fact that they even said person means that it's somebody literally that's close to her that's spreading the negativity, which is DDG. That's really what it is. And this is Palo Santo. Smooth, spicy aroma clears out negative energies, installs calm and relaxation, fills your home with joy and harmony. She needs to clear her space and clear her energy. Because I think the negativity does get to her, and they know how to do it. I think DDG knows how to get her. So basically, he went to the public, and he already knew what the public was going to do. And so now he doesn't even have to bully her. She's being cyber bullied, right? But it also affects her career. And I told you he was jealous because she had a better career than he did. So if it's going to affect her career, it gives him joy. That's what that is. So let's ask about Skai Jackson. Like, why are people questioning her? And they shouldn't be, because at the end of the day, she is young with a baby. I know that part. But also, the fact is, he still put his hands on her. 1, 2, 3. They're mad because you pay no mind to them. Yeah, she had a baby by her hater, basically. That's all that was. Low key hate, mad hate, low key. But he ain't gonna admit that, and his fans ain't gonna admit that. He don't like her success. With Skai Jackson, they give her hell because they tried to give her advice. Okay. And then not only that, you have people in the industry that's jealous of her in some type of way that promotes it too. Like, y'all do know these celebrities buy bots to attack the celebrities they don't like. Or they try to give out stories on celebrities. The celebrities would do that to different celebrities to, mess with their public image, and which equals out to messing with their money and stuff like that. Somebody be doing that to Skai Jackson too. Okay, so sad as shit, but what I get from all that, most of these motherfucking men are jealous of women, and they got all these people that's connected with them, and then basically it's like the subscribers is being saturated with this slander and bashing of somebody, and they start to go with it and they like it. I mean, I don't know, y'all. That's what I got from all that, y'all. But look, I'm mad as hell because I got to be at work tomorrow. And I started late. And I gave y'all a good 34 minutes. But I did give y'all the Angie Stone reading. But I did want to come on here and speak to y'all because it was my birthday. And I'm happy. And I'm 1 year older. And, I can't wait to see this year around the sun. And, yeah. So, with that being said, y'all be blessed. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow night. And who knows? It depends on how the night goes. It might, tomorrow I might do an hour or so, or I might do 30 minutes or whatever. But I feel like today was an hour because I think I gave like 30 minutes to Angie Stone too. So I gave y'all an hour worth of stuff. So yes, thank you so much, Tweety. Thank y'all. And with that being said, y'all, I am gone. I'm about to get me some good sleep because I gotta wake up and redo this tomorrow at work. Don't nobody want to be at work. I told my husband next year I'm gonna be a housewife. Forget all this. Get you an extra job, and I'm gonna just be a housewife. I'm tired.